Hello and welcome to Girls Got Game. I'm your host, Katie Sue Christianson, and today we will be talking about who's receiving the first women's Power 4 flag football offer from Nebraska, Alysa Liu's insane return to figure skating, and of course, finding out the best halftime show. So stay tuned because Girls Got Game starts right now. And we are back with always me and Flores, my co-host. How we doing, girl?
I'm doing it.
Awesome, Suarez, as always. How we doing?
She stole it, but I'm doing it too.
I added the flair.
Oh,
I added the flair, the heart.
It's fine. And for his hitting the field debut, we have Mason Best. How are we?
I'm great. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
We're so happy to have you on, and Girls Got Game being the place where you decide to debut. So, pretty awesome. We have another debut coming up, so get ready. We are talking about something very, very exciting. Nebraska just became the first Power 4 school to offer a scholarship to Makena Cook, which is huge. I want to ask you guys, did you think that this was going to happen anytime soon? Is this like breaking news for you that it happened right now?
Honestly, it's not breaking news to me. I'm a big football guy. The first thing I, realized when this was happening was more college football. Twice as much college football, better chance for sponsorships. I'm just really ecstatic for this to finally be, getting the ball rolling.
Absolutely, especially since we're going to see it in LA 2028 Olympic.
And honestly, I'm like so out of touch with football in general. So I was told about the subject and I was like, wait, that's lit. Like,
I can get in on this.
Like, and you know what? There's got to be some people out there like that are so into flag football, like so down for flag football, and they're like, you know what? Now I can go to the Olympics.
Absolutely, it's actually something big that's happening
in
now
LA.
that this. Yes, now that this sport is a legitimate collegiate path. If you want, if we want to
like
be doing
a professional path.
Women are going to be able to go to school for this. They are going to be able to start training and get there. And you were talking about the growth, which it is growing tremendously. Almost 43,000 high school players in 2023 and 2024, which is a 105% increase from the previous year.
Oh, wow.
So we were skyrocketing before this even happened. Now that this is happening, more schools are going to make more offers. They're going to jump in on this. Nearly 500,000 girls ages 6 to 17 play flag football right now.
Holy.
Which is more than I expected, honestly. My high school had a flag football team that happened right after I was graduating. So I knew that it was starting, but I was not expecting this. And also another reason we're going to talk about, I think, Mason, you're talking about this too. This is a low-cost sport. It doesn't take too much to add this to your high school. Fully. And giving, girls another chance to get out there and play the sport professionally.
A lot of schools already have it. It's like powder puff.
Yes.
They already have it. They just have to make it
something
official.
like that. But Mason, I wanted to segue into what you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's a very cheap sport to be able to implement into a school. You don't have a large equipment cost. It's rather cheap to do compared to football where you have a lot of equipment costs that go into it. But one of the things I did want to highlight was compared to other sports, NIL funding is a huge thing in college sports. And if you look at the majority of Big Ten schools, they spend 75% of their sports like team allocation on football. They spend another 15% on men's basketball, and then it leaves only 10% for the other sports. So I'm hoping this is something that starts to shift because you're going to need to see women's flag football be on the ranks similar to soccer and basketball for people to really commit to play it.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great segue for Austin to talk about this emerging sport and why it's happening at this level.
Yeah, so, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Right now, the NCAA has recognized flag football as an official emerging sport. That means a lot of things. So right now, the overall goal is to get this into championship status and to increase funding for it. That way we can start offering athletes scholarships. In order to gain championship status, 40 schools need to be sponsoring said sport. As of early 2026, rugby, stunt, triathlon, and equestrian have actually all been recognized as emerging sports. The part that gives me the most faith, though, guys, is being an emerging sport isn't just some unbreakable barrier. It's not a glass ceiling. Sports like wrestling, tumbling, acrobatics, they were all once emerging sports, believe it or not. And, you know, I know it sounds cliche, but my favorite part about this is a pathway to education. Knowledge is power. Absolutely. Without knowledge, we wouldn't be able to sit in the studio and do what we do, what we love. And the fact that this gives another segue into knowledge is nothing short of miraculous.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
I need to say it again, write a book. Said it like 8 times this season. I need a book.
Thank you, Mia.
Immediately.
But 40 schools, when you think about it, is not that
Not
hard.
much.
That is not that
it's
hard to get
really
to.
not much.
And I really do think that Makena Cook is just going to make a domino effect. Her, and then, do you have any ideas on what schools you think would be next?
Definitely a lot of FCS schools, maybe not a lot of the initial FBS schools, because as Mason said here, there's a lot of allocation already going into major FBS schools. I think Nebraska is going to lead the way for FBS programs to, you know, build this back up. But we're going to see a lot of smaller schools bring this in first. It's still Division I at the end of the day. And then it's going to give other schools the idea, to bigger schools, the idea to, you know, segue into this program as well.
I think it'll take a little bit, but I'm happy that it's starting now. It's definitely going to take a little bit of being smaller schools, and I do think that it'll be able to graduate soon in the future. I do want to highlight Makena Cook a little bit because, of course,
she's a beast.
She's a beast.
Yeah, look.
And she's who kind of started this whole thing. So she is the first woman to receive a scholarship for this, which is insane. She also is a Team USA standout, member of USA 15U junior national team. She won back-to-back international gold medals. She's a elite quarterback. She is insane. 112 touchdowns just in 2025 and 2026 alone. So she's widely known as one of the top quarterbacks just in the country right now, which is so cool. And we're going to see her in LA in 2028.
Which is nothing short of phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And she's a multi-sport athlete at that too. She also plays soccer.
Yes.
She's committed at Georgia, actually, to play soccer.
I know that, and I know that she had to decide between the two, which deciding flag football is kind of making her historic right now.
Yes.
So do you agree with, I think she would have had a great career in soccer, absolutely. And honestly, it would probably have been the easier route.
Yes. Yeah.
But do we think that if you were given that opportunity, would you take the harder route just to be the woman that little girls are looking up to at that point and being like, I can be like her, this is a legitimate college path for me, a place where I can get education? Do you think that you would take that risk?
Most definitely. I mean, I would love to set a precedent, first of all. And it's so huge. It's historic, like you say. I mean, it starts with Makena Cook, and all of a sudden, you know, viewership from college football is rivaling with flag football. But yeah, no, I would love to absolutely set the precedent.
Absolutely. I am really excited. Mia, what did you have on Makena? You just wanted to talk
I honestly,
her stats too?
I can't emphasize enough the lack of knowledge I have about football. Like you can ask anybody, that is my worst sport possible.
Yeah.
But I'm always for.
Well,
so
you
honestly,
can tell me.
And no, you know what? Because it's always soccer. I believe so deeply that soccer is like the gateway sport to anything ever, and I'm really glad that she picked flag football over this because you know you can obviously the soccer players, the women's soccer players everywhere are incredibly amazing, whatever, but setting this precedent in this sport that is once again going to the Olympics starting 2028 is nuts.
Yeah, 100%.
And holy resume builder. I don't know.
No, absolutely. And soccer is definitely one of those sports we see that people are multiple athletes. She did say by the time that she graduates, she wants to see flag football as a D1 sport everywhere. She wants every college to have it, and I think that knowing that this woman has this goal and she's already decided she wants to do it, I think it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Well, she's going to make it happen.
She's going to make it happen.
So
she's going to make it
she
happen.
can do it. Mason, I hope you enjoyed your
It was so much fun.
segment. Come back, please do. Unfortunately, that's all we can talk about flag football and Makena Cook this segment, but stay tuned because we're talking about Alysa Liu next.
The quick interruption. We'll be right back for your show. For now, let me give you a quick rundown of what the Hitting the Field Network has planned for you. My name is Edgar Rodriguez, and I'm the host of Hitting the Field Season 22, live streaming every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. There, you'll find me and our expert guests talking about everything in the wide world of sports. On Tuesday, get ready because it's Season 10 of Nighttime. Hosted by Andrew Gregg and Joe Geiger, Nighttime keeps you up to date on everything happening in the world of college sports and UCF athletics. Moving on to Wednesday, we have Season 8 of The Combine, hosted by our very own Kathleen Moore. This podcast takes a deep and technical dive into everything NFL, and you won't want to miss that. On Thursday, we go live with Bets, where our Bets boys, Ben Huber, Augie Aronson, and Scott Harris, will give their expert opinion that might just make you some money. On Friday, Season 4 of Girls Got Game takes over with only the hottest topics in women's sports, hosted by none other than Katie Sue Christianson and Mia Flores. And to round out the week, Season 3 of HGFC comes on Saturday, hosted by Octavius Lawrence and Santiago Molina. Soccer never stops, and HGFC will be your stop for everything in the world of football. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, where you can find non-stop additional content, as well as stay updated on all HTFN news. Lastly, leave a like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the Hitting the Field Network on YouTube. That's all I got. I'm Edgar Rodriguez signing off. Enjoy the rest of your show.
And we're back. As always, I have Mia here, and excitingly, we have Anya, of course, to talk about figure skating. Oh my goodness, how are you, Anya? Are you excited to be here?
Oh my goodness, I get to talk about figure skating again on Hitting the Field. What is this? It's my dream come true.
Yeah, Anya knows, I think, more about this than anybody else. She has educated me so much, and honestly has gotten me really into this sport. There's just so much backing behind it that we can't even begin to talk about the lore. But we're going to talk about specifically Alysa Liu and her incredible comeback. She stopped skating when she was 16. She was incredible, absolutely gorgeous. And it was too much for her. She was at her breaking point and she couldn't do anything anymore. And she said stepping away was the best decision she's ever made, which, as anybody, you can respect that. Putting your own mental health and your own well-being in front of this sport that this was her whole passion, your whole life. But she knew that it wasn't good for her. She took a break, decided to come back when she was 18, 2 years later, started competing again at 19, now is going to be competing in the Winter Olympics at 20. So it isn't saying what it can do. She came back on her own terms. We'll talk more about that later, but I do want to start with Anya because this is her realm. So I hope I teed it up for you a little bit.
Yeah, of course. So as you mentioned, yes, she did retire at 16, which is even early amongst figure skating standards. Typically, figure skating tends to work better with, especially on the women's figure skating side, when you're still younger, lighter, just due to about center of gravity. For reference, Alysa Liu won her first U.S. national championships, I believe, when she was just 13, making history as the youngest woman ever to win that title. So now she's come back on her own terms. She came back at 18. She picks her own music and her own routines. She's rejecting outdated expectations like what she needs to eat, how much she has to weigh. And she has really embraced her own alternative style. She has halo hair, she has a smiley piercing. She is not the picture of what figure skating was 10, 15, 20 years ago. And you really see that spark in her because when you look at her performances before her retirement, she is beautiful, she's performing very well, she's always been technically capable, but that spark, that passion that she now has is missing in that earlier footage. Now she's skating to the music she wants to, thanks to some changes with the figure skating rules. She can skate to Lady Gaga, she can skate to Leve, which she wasn't able to before. And it really shows that she's much better at skating. Her coaches even said that her being more in control of her own programs, of her training, has made her a better skater. I actually wanted to pull up her 60-minute interview that they had because she kind of goes into a bit more just talking about why she wanted to come back on her own terms.
I get to pick my own program music. I get to help with the creative process of the program. If I feel like I'm skating too much, I'll back down. If I feel like I'm not skating enough, I'll ramp it up. No one's gonna starve me or tell me what I can and can't eat.
Ugh, I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It makes me really emotional to see somebody, especially a woman that, you know, has been doing this since she was 5, gave up on it, came back to it to find love in it again. It's so beautiful. I want to ask you, what does her comeback represent in figure skating?
Oh my goodness, so much. It is breaking every single expectation that figure skating has. For the longest time, the Russian team was doing really well, and you can see that with Tudberidze. You might not know her name, but you'll know Yevgenia Medvedeva, Valieva, Alexandra Trusova, all the Russian skaters that you've seen in the last like 2010s, early 2020s. They are what the stereotypical figure skater is. The one who's weighed morning and night to make sure that they're under a certain kilogram. They're the ones who train 7 days a week. They're consistently talking about later on when they retire in their 20s that, you know, their growth plates broke when they were 14. They've had permanent back issues. They've had permanent leg issues because of overtraining. Alysa Liu almost had that fate because she was also training 7 days a week without a break. She didn't have a life outside of the rink. And she actually mentions it in her 60-minute interview that in 2020, when the rinks closed, it gave her that chance to step away and have a normal life. Most figure skaters don't have that. I grew up figure skating. I never got to the level that, you know, Alysa is. I didn't really compete, but I saw it myself with my friends who did. Most were homeschooled because they needed to be on the rink during school hours.
That's crazy.
Like, so seeing Alysa Liu be so successful and so powerful on the ice and passionate is showing that you can have a normal life as a figure skater. You don't have to dedicate all your time on the rink to be a champion, to be a world champion.
Yes, absolutely.
So.
It's insane to think about that. And, you know, she knows her limits and it's what's going to get her far. But also, good segue, I think you're also thinking about her relationships that she's built within this team now. It's having support, having people that understand what you're going through because they've been through the same thing on this level, and just almost like being like, wow, maybe I could have done it differently. Maybe like look at how Alysa did it, and she's obviously killing it. But what do you think their relationship means to Alysa, you know, now that she has these girls here for her?
Well, first of all, I want to say, hearing Anya pronounce all those names, that was the
That
coolest
was
thing
incredible. That was really
That
cool.
was
Anya.
actually insane. But
It helps to know Russian.
right? I think just with her being so young, 'cause she's only 20, right? Like, I think with her being so young, it is so important, and I don't want to say lucky because obviously Amber, Glenn, and Isabeau worked for that, obviously, but it's so she's so
cute.
lucky to be in the same
adorable.
situation with you know, 2 also young girls.
Yes.
And like this new generation, like they totally 100% get each other and are there for each other, and they're going through the same thing, like you said. And I just think that is that's pushing her even harder to be like, to preserve her passion for this sport before letting it consume her.
Yeah.
You know, and also look at them, they're so cute.
They're adorable. I think that she's fighting
They're actually
for
the
those
cutest thing
girls
ever.
as well. She's fighting for future girls that are in this sport. She has such a big goal that is bigger than herself, and she does want to change the outlook of this sport and what it means to be a figure skater, and that you don't need to do it by olden times rules. Did you want to talk at all about the relationship? Because you got really cute and excited.
Oh my goodness. So with figure skating, it is an individual sport. While they are on Team USA, they are still technically competing against each other, which I have seen in the past how that has broken up like teams, countries in figure skating, where they're like consistently butting heads. You actually saw it with Tanya Harding back in the 80s. So seeing Alysa support both Isabel and Amber is so wonderful. It's also amazing to see that Amber is on the team with them. She is in her late 20s now, mid to late 20s. I think she's 26, which is also unheard of. Shout out Amber in this segment in figure skating to be this old and still competing, which having her as a role model for Alysa as well, I think just strengthens both of them. They're both so powerful on the ice, and going back to Liu, having that friendship is really helpful because as you saw in the interview, she's just literally jumping up and down with how much joy she has, and it's very much necessary for this sport.
Who do you think is gonna come up on top? If you had to make a guess, I know we love them all. They're
Yes.
all of our girls, but
I low-key,
who do you think is gonna come up?
I'm
on top?
kind of Team Amber.
I'm also Team Amber,
Yeah.
solely for the fact that figure skating is going more technical biased. She is the stronger of the two skaters between her and Alyssa, but I do think Alyssa will win over the heart of the crowd.
Yeah.
Everybody has been talking about Alyssa. Like I think a lot of people are going to be watching because of Alyssa.
Oh yeah.
Which is important in itself. You know, just getting more representation out there. So that's beautiful. But I do also think Amber might be taking it
She
home.
has the triple axel.
That's my goal.
She
has a triple axel. That's
Amber?
I saw somewhere that she's been like she stopped hiding like her muscles and how muscular she is and
Yes.
everything. She's going sleeveless, and you know what? If I was built like that,
Do you think that was
do the same thing.
from Alyssa Liu almost? Do you think that
I
she kind
definitely
Yeah.
think the two of them played off each other.
Okay.
I think they both are boosting each other's
I
confidence.
love it. Okay, well, guys, that was so fun. Anya, thanks for coming on again.
Thank you for having me.
Unfortunately, that's all we can talk about figure skating now, but stay tuned. Olympics start Friday. Get excited.
First of all.
And we will be talking about our favorite halftime shows after this.
That was so good.
That was
You never got me anything for my birthday.
I don't even know what that is. I thought birthdays were every 100 years like the Kids' Choice Awards.
What?
Ah, finally, he's here, man. Ah, he's always late.
Who? Marcus?
You good? I'd give them one of these and one of these.
Behind every on-screen moment is a whole team of engineers and technologists.
And you can be a part of such a team through SMPTE at UCF. You'll join a team of students just like you who are ready to innovate the future of TV and film.
With SMPTE at UCF, you'll be able to connect with local industry pros, learn about new technology in the industry, as well as get backstage experience that really matters. Join SMPTE for a backstage pass to all of this.
We meet every last Monday of the month for our general body meetings. There we discuss how new technology is being used to create new media, and we get to highlight local professionals and their specialties.
On top of that, we have some site visits planned, so tune into our social media to be notified of when those will happen.
So if you're ready to pull back the curtain and find out what really happens behind the scenes, join SMPTE at UCF.
And welcome back to Talk Halftime Shows. I have Kathleen Moore with me, who hasn't been here all season yet, but so she's back. Thanks for being here.
Of course, Katie. I am so excited.
Talk Halftime Shows.
She's got the fun mic, too.
Mason
I do have
Best-
the fun mic.
Yes, exciting. Mason Best came back again. Thank you, Mason. And making his Girls Got Game debut, Noah Greene. How are we? Good?
Great.
Awesome.
Okay, good. All right, we're gonna be talking halftime shows, our personal favorites. Super Bowl is literally right around the corner, and we have Bad Bunny and we have Green Day. So I'm quite excited for that. Bad Bunny just won a bunch of Grammys, and Mia's also obsessed with Bad Bunny. So Mia, you want to start with like a little bit of Bad Bunny? Just hype up real quick.
Okay. I don't know where to start.
She has so much to say.
I have so much to say, and I have no way of saying it, to be honest. But he did, he just won Album of the Year for DTMF, and he also won Best Urban Music Album, which is kind of a sweep. And also, did you see Marcelo Hernandez and I forgot her name completely, but it's fine. Anyway, for my pick, we're doing a draft here, and in my pick, I'm preemptively picking Bad Bunny. I'm sorry.
Good move.
Wow.
I have so much faith in him and Green Day, first of all.
It's a crazy move.
I'm preemptively picking Bad Bunny. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
He deserves it all. It's going to be awesome.
And
I think it's going to be worth all
I
of
hope
that hype.
they put the most massive, huge Puerto Rican flag everywhere.
They probably will.
Listen,
They probably will.
I,
And Green Day's probably going to say
I'm
something too.
I'm speechless. Green Day is turning Boricua for one night. Let me tell you.
It's gonna be awesome. So do you want to talk about any of your other lists since it's up too?
I feel like, was I the only one to put J-Lo and Shakira? Do we know?
I think so. I didn't.
I did not put J-Lo
I didn't.
and
That is
Shakira.
a great poll, though. That was a great poll.
Yeah, I was
remember
sat
when
that
they had the
entire
poll
time.
and I was watching and I was just like, whoa, we're doing this now.
Whoa. I was a huge fan of J-Lo and Shakira.
Bad
Rihanna
Bunny
had to go
feature
next.
on that one too.
And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Bad Bunny feature, exactly. What's funny is I wasn't even the biggest, like, J-Lo and Shakira and Katy Perry were kind of going back and forth for me, but Katy Perry, like, came out on a ginormous, like, tiger.
So fair.
It was really good.
feel
Katy
like-
Perry also had some bangers in her. She did Roar, Dark Horse, I Kissed a Girl, Teenage Dream, California Girls, Get Your Freak On with Missy Elliott. I remember
So good.
I remember my
Thanks.
sister being
So
like
good.
losing her mind because Missy Elliott was in there. Work It, Missy Elliott, and then Firework. What a lineup. What a lineup.
Incredible lineup.
Banger after banger after banger
And
after
also, like,
banger.
The set production was really fun. We have the iconic
Left Shark.
iconic
Left Shark.
The mechanical lion.
Yes, that was super cool.
The beach balls.
The beach balls, Left Shark stayed iconic for years. So yes, and then you had Rihanna and Kendrick.
Yeah,
on
Rihanna
yours.
I was just obsessed with because holy choreography.
Yeah,
to be so
Holy
honest.
choreography, and also she was pregnant.
She was pregnant.
What a reveal.
She was pregnant and
I know,
yeah.
she just pulled out and just
They were
was
like, yeah, here's
full
Rihanna and
belly out.
she's 800 feet in the air.
And Chris Brown watched that and is like, oh my god.
Chris Brown was like, God.
Probably that, and then of course Kendrick. I'm gonna say mine real quick. I think mine is Kendrick.
Kendrick's was really good.
I think mine is Kendrick. I did want to talk about the most viewed that there was, just to like have like a basis before we go into yours. So the most viewed, Bruno Mars is the. Oh wait, no, this is Kathleen. Kathleen, you go, girl.
Yeah,
Kathleen, go, girl.
I'll go.
Eli.
So I
Eli.
literally only ranked mine with ones that I like actually remember watching. So it's like Michael Jackson, obviously one of the best halftime shows of all time, but I wasn't that I wasn't alive for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not on my list. I love Bruno Mars. I love that little man. He can sing so good. Katy Perry, peak nostalgia. And Kendrick Lamar, that halftime show has a special place in my heart because go Birds, as I like to say. Austin Suarez
Eagles
is giving me a thumb down. Shout out Nick Cohen for calling me an Eagles freak. We're going to move to Rihanna now. Rihanna, choreo, spot on. The fits, spot on. The choreo, spot on. Everything was great. And then Coldplay, that is just peak listening experience. When you listen to Coldplay in your headphones, you are transported to a new place.
Honestly, I gotta skip Sparks every time because I'll be in a
It's
good mood.
tragic, bro.
I'll be
It's
in a good mood and
Oh
Sparks
my
comes
God.
on. I'm like, no.
I hear Sparks and I hit the.
No,
I'm actually
literally.
surprised, but my dad also is like obsessed with the Coldplay.
It was so
Super Bowl
good, but-
performance.
I mean, yeah.
My honorable mention is Maroon 5 because that was also banger after banger after banger after
valid.
banger.
Yeah.
So that's my
valid.
list.
I'm gonna go back and talk about the most viewed real quick. So yes, I do love Kendrick. Kendrick was the most viewed, actually, with 133.5 million views. Then it was Michael Jackson, who I don't know if y'all saw Michael Jackson's, but oh my
Bro was on
goodness,
fire.
bro was on fire.
Totally aura.
He like for it was 1993 too. He's like popping out. He had like body doubles, and they were popping out of the TV, like the stadium. What
It's
is
like,
it?
mind
The
you, there's
replay?
4 Michael Jacksons in attendance,
Yes.
first of all.
And then he just like pops out on the stage. There's smoke everywhere. And of course he's dancing his like behind off. Rihanna is number 3rd with 121 million views. So pretty cool. And then Katy Perry. What?
Number 3rd.
Number 3rd.
Number 3rd. Number 3.
Number 3rd on our
Sorry,
list.
I didn't even realize. Number 3. I'm gonna keep going. 4th.
I'm sorry. I won't look at Kathleen.
Don't be mean. Don't be mean. 4th is Katy Perry, and then 5th is Lady Gaga, who's on is also one of my personal faves, because she literally sang "Bad Romance" and to end it, and it was incredible. Hers was awesome.
Sleeper
Awesome
pick.
production value, and Coldplay at number 6.
Shout out.
Yes. Mason, do you want to go and highlight yours?
Oh, we're just sharing the mic.
I went with something a little different than everybody else's. I tried to mix it up a little bit. My number 1, I went with Prince's halftime show. Purple Rain in the torrential downpour is majestic.
Insane.
True.
The U2 performance was absolutely phenomenal, and they did an amazing 9/11
about U2
tribute.
earlier.
So it's kind of hard not to rank that one.
Huge poll.
Kendrick's
Yeah.
performance last year has to be ranked. The amount of inside jokes and everything that was in that performance was phenomenal. The Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, everything that went into that was amazing. You got views from people my age, people in their 40s, 50s. You got everybody in there. And then number 5, I put Michael Jackson because I think he changed the game for Super Bowl halftime shows. I think prior to this, it was a lot of marching bands and things like that, but now he opened the door for pop and rock shows. And I just want to throw out an honorable mention I just thought about was Creed's Thanksgiving performance in the Cowboys-Broncos game.
Wow.
We need to bring that back. That was phenomenal.
Crazy
I
poll.
completely forgot about that one.
Crazy poll. I cannot believe you just polled U2 as well. And
Yeah,
Prince
crazy
is
poll.
actually known and like is said to be the best halftime show, even though it's not on the most viewed. It's like well known to be the best.
It was amazing. If you've never watched it, you just need to watch it.
Yes, absolutely.
gonna go home
And
and
Michael
watch it.
Jackson, I mean, Billie Jean, Black or White, We Are the World, Heal the World. It's so interesting that you just said he basically opened the door. He did a lot and opening the door for this type of Super Bowl performances. And it just, I feel like every year we're just trying to be better than the last year.
He opened the door for what is modern Super Bowl halftime shows.
Absolutely. Such a great conversation. Okay, Noah, let me hear yours.
All right, so I'm about to lay out an absolutely flaming hot take here that I don't think anybody there or here is going to agree with. But number 1, I've got The Weeknd. Now, the reason I have this, I'm not the biggest Weeknd fan, but during the COVID season, that's when The Weeknd took over. And all the people and all the masked shows, everybody, it was just crazy. And the way that they were able to put the show over the skyline, over the city, it was just so impressive. And doing that while making the right here.
Hold the mic out a little
My
bit.
bad. I haven't used a handheld mic on a show yet.
We're good, we're good,
He's
we're
so
good.
That's
excited.
great. All right, number 2 is going to be Kendrick Lamar. His Drake diss was incredible. I thought that was really impressive. Number 3, I've got Maroon 5. I like Maroon 5. I'm not the biggest pop band fan of all time. I absolutely think that Metallica needs to be the...
It's
Metallica
okay.
has to be the next Super Bowl halftime show in 2027. That would be awesome. Coldplay, obviously the Kiss Cam incident is now super, super famous, but that's not when this took place. It was an absolute meltdown, but I like them a lot. So that was great halftime show. And Katy Perry, we already talked about that. It was kind of the robot dog, the robot lion. I thought that was super cool. That was like my infancy of watching football. Super, super fun halftime show. But yeah, overall, like I said before, I think we absolutely need a Metallica halftime show. That would be insane.
Yeah.
We had that Creed halftime show. We need the Metallica halftime show. We need a headliner of metal. Pop always gets all the attention, so that's my view on the halftime
And
show.
I think that we're getting it's not metal, but I think we're getting a little bit of rock with Green Day, and I think that's such a good, Bad Bunny and then Green Day, that's such a different that you're getting, which I love. Metallica would be awesome. Love rock. Love a good, all the football fans would really be into that.
Let's just have Creed do it again.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah.
Bring it back.
One more time.
I do not actually like the Weeknd performance. I just don't like the Weeknd personally. I rewatched it for this episode and I was like, I can't. I do, the production value is fine.
His freaky part of it. Why is he
freaked
out?
He's
genuinely freaked
well,
out.
there's people that are like
freaky,
obsessed
so
with it. There are people that are obsessed with the Weeknd and they love that. But I can't do it.
Nobody's out freaking the Weeknd.
It was very him. Do you like the Weeknd?
I don't love the Weeknd, but again, it was during the COVID Super Bowl, right? Yeah. So you had everybody social distancing, everybody wearing masks. They had to do all this like city set guideline stuff. All of that combined, I thought it was the most at least impressive halftime show.
I get what you mean.
By far the most impressive.
I get what you mean. Okay, unfortunately, that's all that we have for this segment. Thank you guys for coming on, and stay tuned because next week we'll be back for more. Just have a good day.